Next event then, I know it's dumbbell, but I've never seen one quite like this, Glenn.
No, this is the circus dumbbell that you get from the Arnold Classic. And there's no point in talking to me, you might as well talk to the Arnold Classic winner, Vytautas Lalas.
Vytautas, so look, this is your event, right? I know you're referee here, so in official capacity, we're not going to get you to lift this, but tell us what makes a great presser like you.
It's actually a very tough event for everybody. You have to be really strong in the shoulder area. Your balance has to be spot on. It's not easy to lift such an object at all, because it's really wide, it's really awkward to balance at the top, and especially when you go over, it can go either way, over your head, forward, and then your rep will be disallowed. So you have to really control it. All shoulder stabilizing muscles have to be really, really strong.
And this thing is heavy, right? You kind of heard that it was 90 kg, and even you, one of the strongest pressers in the world, went, that's heavy.
Well, you can't just jump into that weight and just press it. You need to warm up properly for that, you know? If you do that straight away, you're really risking of getting an injury.
So I'm not going to ask you to lift it, don't worry.
Thank you.
But I just want to get an idea of how heavy and how tough this is going to be for our guys.
It's going to be really tough for the guys, you know? It's this event, it's not easy at all, especially to clean it off the floor, you know? It's really, your back comes into play as well, your shoulders, like everything. It's mentally, it's really tough event.
And they've got a tough referee to please as well.
Oh yeah. I'm going to be really strict with them.
Thanks, Vytautas. Cheers, mate.
Today it's going to be a 90 kilo dumbbell, so it's just going to be very difficult to balance it on the shoulder, and then once you get up, once you extend the arm, it's going to be very hard to balance because of the thickness of the handles.
So that's going to be over 13 stone on your one shoulder, and you have to press that up above your head, so yeah, very difficult event, but good.
First up, the Welsh then, maybe not the expert's favourite for this dumbbell press, but an inspiring performance by Captain Badger Brunning of 4 repetitions, followed by one by the veteran 45-year-old Dale Peters, set a decent benchmark. Next up would be England. The team could just watch and wait to see what happened. And once a competitor, always a competitor. Sneaky press by superstar Vytautas Lalas. That's the way to do it. First up for England then, Paul Smith from Sheffield. England's strongest man in 2016 and second at the Junior World Championships in the same year. This is a super difficult event. The clean, very difficult to get it up on the shoulder. Made light work of that. Very flexible back. Ooh! Difficulty getting the press. You've got to have incredibly strong shoulders, and that doesn't look very hopeful to me from Paul Smith. Tag in a team member at any time. You've got to have a go, of course. No, that's not going to happen for Paul. Tags in Charlie Gough. Just preparing himself. Easily swings up to the shoulder. He likes this event, actually. Does Chaz? That's a lockout. Lalas giving that as an absolutely bona fide press. Terry Hollands waiting for his go. Charlie Gough tries. Ooh, got to be careful. 90 kilos, very easy to overbalance. Decides he's had enough. Tags in Terry Hollands, the captain. Almost saunters up to the dumbbell, swings it onto his shoulder. Oh! Well, I'm surprised there. Once again, tries the opposite shoulder, tries a left-hand press, and that's not going to happen for him. Doesn't like that at all. Very despondent. Phil Roberts, current England's strongest man. Makes a bit of hard work getting up on the shoulder. Doesn't look very comfortable at all. Again, just the difficulty in having to get that final press, showing this is an absolute disaster for England. 1 repetition so far. He's got to add some more to the scoreboard as we count down. Surely that's 2. No! He's not been given it. Less than 15 seconds to go. They're desperate now. They must get more than 1 repetition on the scoreboard, and it's really not going to happen. It's all falling apart for England, and Terry knows it. Charlie Gough getting the only press for the England team at his first attempt, but it's almost as if a lack of confidence and form becomes contagious because it's like chasing the game. The locomotive has come off the tracks. Dumbbell press for Scotland then started by a now injured Paul Benton. 137 kilos, 6'6", and ultra competitive. Heavily strapped right hand, you can see there for Paul Benton. He's not the team captain, but he is the man who is the inspirational figure. Super competitive. And almost resting that dumbbell on his hand rather than gripping it, and that will have been painful, but he won't like to let the public see that as Kenny Sims comes in. Quick glimpse of Paul Benton clutching that right hand then as Sims swings the dumbbell up to his shoulder, steadying himself. Sims, a late addition to the team, but that's a fantastic press. And going for his second, which should take the team to 3 overall. That's amazing! The former bobsleigh man for GB. Can he make another one? No. And he's done exactly the right thing. He's handed over to the team captain, Tom Stoltman, straight away. Now, this is the sort of tactics that almost England should have employed. As soon as they started getting in trouble, just hand over. Stoltman puts 4 reps on the board for Scotland. One more and they will equal the score of Wales. He's just steadying himself, Stoltman. I don't think he's in trouble yet. That's an excellent press. 5 reps. Now this one for the lead. And Stoltman still thinks he's got it in him for another press. Oh, fabulous stuff. But he knows it's time. He's got to hand over because every man has to have at least one go. Here comes Scott Milne. Well, that's an effort, but he knows he can't have the strength of some of the others. He hands back into Kenny Sims, who's already put a myriad of presses on the board. Is he going to get another?
Come back, Kenny, come back.
Oh, fabulous marshalling by Paul Benton. He's really drilled these guys, disciplined them. It's not easy for individual athletes to work as a team, but he's done a fantastic job. Stoltman gets another. 7. And Benton is super happy. I think Stoltman wants another go, but they've run out of time. Brilliant stuff by Scotland.
Scotland on the comeback trail with 7 reps.
Well, almost the reversed effect of England. Confidence, breeding confidence, and brilliant marshalling by Paul Benton. Finally up then, home team of Ireland, led by PaO'Dwyer. First man up to the plate is Matthew McCoy, part of the Olympic performance programme for Ireland. Expected to do well here. Arguably the best man in the field for this event. Here he is. Looks tiny compared to some of the other men, but he's a true 6-footer and enjoying his experience here in Strongman. Quite a big difference to Olympic lifting. Ooh, having trouble getting on his shoulder. Not used to lifting with one arm, of course. And it's quite a different technique. Nope. And he shakes his head and immediately hands over to PaO'Dwyer. Well, that might be a bit of a wake-up call for Matthew McCoy. This man consistently amazes me, PaO'Dwyer. He's a fabulous strongman athlete. 2 reps for O'Dwyer, just swings the weight up onto his shoulder, almost overbalances. Going for a third, but a little bit overcooked there. Well, maybe they should take a leaf out of the Scottish book and hand over at this point, but O'Dwyer, possibly the most capable athlete in the field, surely he has to hand over now. Well done, Pat, that's great. In comes Gavin Redmond from County Wexford. Just taking his time, get himself ready. Oh, that's a great press, using his knees and his back. 3 now on the scoreboard for Ireland. Can he get another one out? Yep.
One more, come on.
PaO'Dwyer's urging him on, the captain there. Oh, that's great stuff. Fabulous, fabulous pressing. He had to use every part of his physique to make sure that was pushed up there. This is Dale Winters. Looking a little bit less balanced. Ooh, that came down a bit heavy on the shoulder there. Winters would like to get one. Oh, brilliant stuff. Quite a different technique, leaning right over to use one side of his body, all the way up from knee hip, shoulder. Back in comes McCoy. That's a great press. He's learnt from his first experience. 3.5 seconds on the board. Can we do another one? No, just run out of time. But the Irish happy with that. Always a smile on the face of PaO'Dwyer. Great stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of the Circus Dumbbell. Let's hear it.
Well, PaO'Dwyer leading his home team to a respectable score, but Scotland really outshining every other nation in the dumbbell press.
If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe below, and let's see some great comments of what you'd like to see. And if you want to go to an Ultimate Strongman show, get your tickets, ultimatestrongman.tv, and we'll see you there.